Small town living, quaint shops and restaurants in the middle of the Civil War battlefield. In today's video, we're going to talk about two towns, the towns of New Market and Timberville, Virginia. And if you hang around to the end of this video, I'm going to take you to a place in Timberville, and I'm going to tell you a story that you might say the residents of Timberville, for 41 years, they walked on water. So you definitely want to find out what that is. So hang around to the end of the video, but we're going to go ahead and get started right now. If this is your first time to the channel, hi, my name's Stephen Gleason, and along with my wife Leslie, we get phone calls, emails, and texts all the time from folks just like you who are looking to sell a home or to purchase a home here in Virginia's beautiful mountains and valleys, and we absolutely love to help those folks when they call. So if you're looking to make a move or you're looking to sell your home, whether it's 9 days, 90 days, whatever the case is, just call us, text us, email us, and we'll be happy to help you like we've been able to do with so many others. And by the way, if you like our channel, you like going on seeing the houses in the area and things like that, and the different neighborhoods, but if you also like going on some adventures, we'd love for you to click that icon bell so you can follow us and you can see some of the things that we get to see here in our beautiful mountains and valleys every day. So like I said, today we're going to visit the towns of New Market and the town of Timberville. And as I'm walking here, you see behind me here the Virginia Museum of the Civil War, and I'm going to turn around here, the Battle of New Market, the battlefield here. And the battle, it also goes way over there. It's a very large place that you can go in, and of course you can walk. But now, New Market is a town that is absolutely full of history, and it played an important part in the Shenandoah Valley during the Civil War time period. And like I say, this portion here is the actual battlefield. I mean, imagine 160 years ago in 1864 when Northern forces met Southern forces here and battled in this very area at a very pivotal time in our country's history. Now, I could go on, being a former history teacher, I could go on and I could talk about the battle and its generals and things like that for a really long time, but I won't do that. But what I would encourage you to do, if you live here in the area, come and visit the Virginia Museum of the Civil War and come walk on the battlefield. And I think it's something that you'll enjoy and appreciate what our people before us, what they went through to keep our country like it is. Now, the history is rich here, and there's a lot of stories. I will tell you one, okay? One of those stories is the battle that took place here in 1864. One of those stories is the famous march of 257 Virginia Military Institute cadets from Lexington who came up here on an 85-mile trip to come here and to help hold off Union forces and to stall them from going throughout the valley. Hence today we have this museum here is operated by Virginia Military Institute, and every year students reenact that march in May of every year, where they march 85 miles all the way from Lexington, Virginia, all the way up here to the Battle of New Market battlefield. And so, like I say, it's a really neat thing. And the nice thing, there's other historical museums in the area here as well, which I encourage you to visit. And like I say, it's a great, if you live here in the area, it's a great day trip. And if you don't live in the area, get on their website and you can find out a lot more about this important battle. Now, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go into New Market right now. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the town, and then I'm going to, of course, show you some houses as well. All right, so we are right here on the main corner here in New Market, Virginia. And you're going to see as I walk up and down here that New Market has a lot of different stores, and not a huge amount, not like a Stanton or Lexington, but there's a handful of stores and some really nice restaurants here as well. Like you've got the Southern Kitchen. That's a great place, especially if you like chicken, or you got Kathy's right in the downtown here. But like I say, the town itself has about 2,200 people that live here, and like I say, you can see, and as we drive up and down here as well, you can see all the shops pretty much right up and down the main drag here, right along Highway 11. And like I say, you come up here and enjoy some of those quaint opportunities, enjoy some of the restaurants, and if you like golf as well, I've talked about this video before, but the Shenandoah Golf Club is right down the way, and it's got a little bit of history with it itself as well. And but like I say, you can check out this video to take a look at some of the great public golf courses here in Virginia's Shenandoah Valley. Now, here in this neighborhood, or excuse me, here in New Market, there's been about 44 homes that have sold in the last 2 years, and those homes have ranged in price from about $120,000 to $640,000, and the median price has been only $275,000. And that's within about a mile and a half of where we're standing right now. They've been active on the market for about 14 days has been the median time they've been active, and there are currently 3 of them that are active here as well, and one of them is the home that you see behind me here, and that is currently on the market. This is the Manor House here in town, and the Manor House is currently active. It's listed for $399,000. It was built in 1860. It has 4 bedrooms, 2 full baths, and 1 half bath. And if you break it down, it's 3,398 total square feet. And if you break that down, it's only $117 a square foot. Now, I understand that, you know, there's some work to be done in here, but some of the work has already been done, and it sits on a 0.2 acre lot. So, you know, we talked about the battlefield a second ago, and imagine living in a piece of Virginia history like this. This house, like I said, was built around 1860, and that's just before the start of the Civil War. And imagine up and down this highway here, the troops that have marched up and down, and all the people throughout the years. Just a really neat historical thing. And right here on the main street, if you're looking for that, you could do something right now. There is a flower shop here on the lower part, and in the upper part you could use that for living, so you could use it as a business and a residence as well. But like I say, in this home, they don't make them like they used to, right? We've all heard that saying, and when you walk through that double door entrance there, you're going to see period craftsmanship, starting with the grand staircase that wraps back around before going into a second hallway on the second floor. Now, of course, there's built-in bookcases and shelves, along with classic trim throughout the home. And but if you're desirous of a property like this, once you do fix it up, you're going to reap the rewards of that. Now, there's a front porch here, as you can see, and there's a rear porch as well. And you're going to have on the back side some views of Mount Massanutten. And additionally, there's an old garage out back that, when renovated, would make an amazing garage, or maybe you would want to use it as a separate studio as well. And there's lots of potential for this home, and imagine once you restore it, what you would actually have. So that's something you're interested in. If you're interested in an older home, you know, Leslie and I, we've had the opportunity to sell older homes to folks here who are looking for that kind of home. There's some great historical homes here in Virginia's mountains and valleys, and this is another one of them. So let's go ahead and down the road, and I'm going to show you another home here in New Market in another neighborhood that isn't 164 years old. So let's go down there and take a look at that. All right, so we have gone from Main Street out into one of the neighborhoods just about a mile up the road here. We're in the Pleasant View neighborhood, and the reason I start here is I have a community park that sits just right off of the end of this neighborhood, and that's really a neat thing to have, where, I mean, like you're gonna see here, the house we're gonna look at is about 100 yards away from that. And so, but this neighborhood here is right between Interstate 81 and Highway 11, so you do have some of the traffic noise in this neighborhood, but the homes here are not 160 years old either. Matter of fact, most of them were built between 1965 and 1997. And they range in price from about $275,000 to $400,000. Now, most of the homes in this neighborhood sit on a lot about 1/3 of an acre to 2/3 of an acre, 3 to 4 bedrooms, and they have between about 1,200 and 3,000 square feet. And there have been 4 homes that have sold in this neighborhood in the last 2 years, so not a whole lot for a fairly large neighborhood like this is. But like I say, you get the opportunity to move here or to live here here, or if you're selling a home here, it's a really nice neighborhood. Now I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to switch hands here, and I'm going to show you a home that is currently on the market, however. And as you see, a really nice home, nice ranch style home here. This home, as I said, is currently on the market. It's listed for $345,000. It was built in 1985, has 3 bedrooms and 2 baths, has a 1,612 square feet of finished living space. Break that down, it's $214 a square foot. And that it sits on almost a half-acre lot, 0.49. Now, this ranch style home, it really, when you go inside, has a really wonderful open floor plan, and there's a nice family room just inside that leads into the kitchen area with its breakfast bar, and the kitchen has all granite counters along with some really nice stainless appliances and a gas range as well. There's also a dining room area just off the kitchen and living room areas, and one of the nicest features of the home is that it has its own hot tub where you, no doubt, you'll be able to relax in that hot tub room. Now there's a 2-car garage along with a nice deck on the rear of the house, and there's also a storage shed in the backyard, and that backyard is fully fenced in with a vinyl fence, so that's something that's going to last you for years to come. And like I say, really nice neighborhood. If you just look up and down the street here, like I say, your typical neighborhood right here in New Market that, built, 40, 50 years ago, 30, 40 years ago. Got a lot of nice little houses in them. Great starter houses for some of them, or if you're looking to downsize as well. So now, we have looked at 2 houses here in New Market, but at the beginning of the video, I told you I was going to take you to Timberville and tell you a little story about Timberville. So I'm going to get in the car, going to drive a little bit, and we will be in Timberville here in just a little bit. All right, so we've driven those 6 or 7 miles from New Market, and we are now here in the small town of Timberville. Now, I say a small town, but it's actually larger than New Market. It has a population of about 3,000 people in it, and obviously it's got quite a bit of commerce that takes place here in town as well. Now, Timberville has been a continuously growing town since the 1960s, when it had only about 400 residents. And matter of fact, the population of Timberville has increased 33% and went from 2,000 to 3,000 between the year 2000 and 2020. So it is a growing town. Now, this increase in population has led to the building of the shopping centers. There's a Walmart as well here on the south side of town, and there's several other businesses and chain restaurants that you would definitely be familiar with here in the Timberville area. Now, the businesses here on this side of town are about 2.5 miles away from Broadway, and so a lot of the folks from Broadway come up here to do some of their shopping as well. Now, the homes here in Timberville, there have been 60 that have sold in the last 2 years for a median price of only $243,950. They've been on the market for about 18 days, and there are currently 3 that are active on the market. So let me go ahead, I'm going to take you back into town. I'm going to show you a really nice farmhouse that is currently on the market for sale. So let me see here, coming up on my right hand side here is currently active on the market here in Timberville. It's listed for $406,690. It was built in 2021, so almost a brand new house. It has 4 bedrooms and 3 full baths, 2,391 square feet of finished living space. And it has, if you break it down, it's $167 a square foot, and it sits on a 0.33 acre lot. Like you can see there, it's a nice new farmhouse that's been built here, pretty close to the center of town, actually. And inside, you're going to find that it has nice open floor plan with hardwood floors throughout a lot of the home. And as you can see there, there's a nice covered porch on the front. And as you go inside, there's a nice vaulted ceiling in the living room. And you'll also be able to see the beautiful kitchen with its quartz counters, maple cabinets, and large breakfast island. The primary suite has vaulted ceilings, and there's dual sinks in the bathroom, as well as a walk-in closet. And additionally, like I say, outside, You're going to have a nice patio in the back, as well as a shed here in the back and a nice little yard. And that shed matches the home, all ties it together. Really nice little home here in Timberville. So at the beginning of the video, I told you that if you hung around to the end of the video, I would tell you a story about the residents here in Timberville who walked on water, we might say, for 41 years. Now, in order to understand the story, you need to understand that Timberville is divided into two sections, cut in half by the North Fork of the Shenandoah River. You have the north section behind me and then the south section of town here in front of me. Now in 1840, there was the third bridge that was built, but 3 years later, a flood washed that bridge away. And it wasn't until 41 years later, it wasn't until 1844 that there was another bridge that was finally rebuilt. So I guess you might say that the residents had to walk on water, or at least they had to ford through the water, or they'd take a boat across the water if they wanted to go from this side of the Shenandoah River, North Fork, to the other side. And now the bridge that was built in 1884 was a covered bridge, and it's still pictured on the town stationery even today. Of course, over time, unfortunately, there was need for larger bridges, and in the early 1900s, bridges were built, and we have now this bridge here that I guess we might say allows residents to fly from one side of town to the other, right over the top of the river. So, like I say, just kind of a neat little story here. 41 years, imagine that. That's a half of your life maybe back in the end of the 1800s. So it's kind of a cool story. And if you're interested in one of the homes here in Timberville or New Market, you know, Leslie and I, we've helped other folks in this area, and we'd be honored to help you, whether you're selling your home or whether you're purchasing a home. If you've watched our videos, you know what to do. Just call us, text us, email us. That information's all in the description down below, and we'll be happy to help you to meet all of your real estate needs, and we want you to leave that transaction feeling highly satisfied when you do. So, I'm glad I'm going north that I don't have to ford the river today. I'm not sure I'd make it. But from here on the banks, North Fork of the Shenandoah River, until next time, I'll see you around town.